It's time. I will now announce the second runner-up. The second runner-up for Miss Universe is Venezuela. Congratulations, Venezuela. Only 2 women remain. South Africa and Philippines. Please come center stage. Both of you have worked so hard to get here, but only one of you is about to become our new Miss Universe. If for any reason the winner is unable to fulfill her duties, the first runner-up will take her place. Good luck to you both. The new Miss Universe is Philippines. Take your first walk as Miss Universe.
That was really popular on social media.
And the fans would say, Doctor na siya eh. And then she has joined the pageantry. She has chosen this path. So I'm sure this is not your first time in Manila.
It's not my first time in Manila. I have a tita who lives here, so I visit her from time to time. I actually was also here a few months ago for a few days just to kind of acclimate also to Manila. Cebu is such a home for me, so coming here is definitely an adjustment. So I wanted to slowly get into it. But I'm excited because I'm going to be here for almost 3 months, I think, because of the competition. So really trying to make another place feel like home also.
Every time you're here in Manila, what's your go-to place or meron ka bang go-to food na hinahanap dito sa Manila?
Actually, you would be surprised. It sounds so beauty queen.
Why?
But I love how many healthy options there are on Grab.
Oh.
So, because in Cebu, it's usually the same food every single time when I order, if I want to have something low calorie. But here, I'm like, wow, I'm scrolling for so long and there's so many options. And I also like just jogging around the village and stuff like that. Just really taking in a different space.
Very healthy, huh? Dr.
Yes.
Gabbi Carballo.
As I should be. I'm not a hypocrite.
Speaking of course, the fans would like to get to know more about you. But how do you spend your days, or what keeps you busy before you even stepped into the spotlight of Miss Universe Philippines?
So I just graduated as a doctor of medicine last July or August in 2024. And so I was really just working and grinding in the hospital. So the thing is, if you guys don't know, an internship year as a doctor of medicine, you're there for sometimes up to 36 hours straight. So the only difference, I think, between the pageant and during that time of my life is that I have to be pretty all the time now. But in the hospital, it was okay if I'm haggard.
You're pretty naman, syempre. Kasi
Well, like,
naman tayo, diba?
no effort.
Okay.
Something like secret na, maybe smelling a little bit or anything when you're in the hospital. But now it's like, show up as your best self every day, no matter what that looks like. But yeah, at that time, it was very, very different to now. I was really witnessing people at the lowest points of their life almost every day. Very heavy lifestyle. So I'm kind of glad to be on the other side of it now and focus more on how I can reach out to people through the Beauty Queen platform rather than as their intern doctor at that time. So I remember there was one time during medicine where I was kind of sad that I couldn't do any advocacy work during that time. Like, I kept telling my family na I really want to do another project, but I don't have the energy to do it right now. And they said, what do you mean? Like, you're literally doing something purposeful every day. So I kind of had to remind myself that sometimes, the purposeful work that we do looks different in every season of life. So I'm excited now to finally be able to step into a new platform, a new ability to just touch people's lives through each or even through different advocacy projects as well.
If I may ask, what's your specialization as a doctor?
So far I have yet to take the board exam. So I would like to specialize in dermatology and aesthetics. So very on brand.
Beauty.
Yes, and hopefully the friends that I make through this pageant would want to go to me in the future. Even not for a pageant, but maybe even when they're getting older and they want, some help with the aging process. I got you.
They're strategic pala ha, ang plans in the future.
You might see that I'm quite calculated, I think so.
So you have already potential na 80 clients or customers in the
Yes.
future.
So actually this is part of my business model.
So, syempre, Gabby, a lot of people would ask, you're a doctor of medicine. What about pageantry that attracted you to join pageants? This is not your first time, diba?
It's not my first time. So if you guys don't know, I did Miss Mandaue in 2018. So luckily I got that title. I was also Miss Cebu in 2022. And then now finally Miss Universe Cebu 2025. But strangely enough, as a little girl, I never ever dreamed that I would be a beauty queen. I was very athletic, friends with boys more than girls. I loved sports. But what really pulled me to this is because of me being kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. For a while, I had a hard time figuring out where to fit in all of my skills. So when I found out about the world of pageantry, especially during Miss Mandaue, I realized, wow, this is a platform where I'm celebrated for the totality of my skills. I'm not just celebrated for one, not just academics, not just speaking, not just a skill that I might have in another field, but pageantry celebrates the holistic woman. And so when I figured that out, I thought, maybe I might have potential in this industry. And that's why, if you guys saw, when I was about to be crowned as Miss Universe Cebu, waiting behind Chella since she was crowned before me, I was a little bit emotional because I just realized na, wow, like my entire life has led up to this moment. I've been speaking about this for so long that I wanted to do it. And finally, the Lord said, here, you can have it. So it was just really a big moment for me. So even just being here and having this interview is a big moment for me. And one thing I hope is no matter how chaotic this whole journey will be, I hope that I'll never stop looking at everything like that.
If you would name someone who has inspired you the most, may it be you taking up medicine or you venturing into pageantry, who is that one person?
Well, I feel like I do have many inspirations in different ways. One former beauty queen that inspires me a lot is Demi Lee Peters.
Oh.
She, for me, is one of those underrated queens. Of course, she came before our beloved Catriona Gray. But I just feel like I still follow her now. She's so impactful in the lives of children. She carries herself with so much elegance. And I think that that's something that I look up to her for a lot. And she's God-fearing and all of that. But if you were to ask me what inspired me to do medicine, what inspires me to keep going, it's really just past versions of myself. Sometimes I feel like we limit ourselves by we want to make ourselves into somebody else. Like we have an aspiration to become, let's say, exactly like Demi Lee Peters, but then you lose your individuality in that. And I just am always wanting to challenge the past version of me that, yeah, you did this, you were successful in this one area, but who said that that's all that you can accomplish? And so, I don't know, but I just like challenging myself and putting myself into hard places. But so far, I'm just really, I feel lucky and very excited to finally move forward into what may be one of the biggest challenges I might take on in my life.
So, last year, actually consistent naman ang Cebu in sending very competitive girls and who have really performed very, very well in pageantry. Do you take that as a pressure, or have you sat down or na-chit-chat na ba kayo ni Chris because she was the last one who placed for Cebu last year?
Yeah, so for sure, we actually had like late lunch last week. I wanted to see her before I left. So, but she's